Throughout this pronunciation series, we've learned differences between the pronunciation of American English and British English. Today, we're going to look at one of those main differences, the way that the O and the A are pronounced in American English versus in British English. First, let's begin by reviewing some of the symbols for the sounds of the A and the O. Let's begin with the ah sound. This sound, the ah sound, is very similar to the Spanish A, and we use it in words like car and start. As you can see, this is very common in words with AR. Now this is different in British English because the R is usually silent after vowels. So in this case, it would be pronounced ka, start. The two dots that you see in the phonetic spelling indicate that the vowel sound is longer. So in this case, for example, with the word start, in British English we say start. We don't say stot, we say start with a longer A. The next sound is a British sound. It's not ah, it's not o, it's in between those sounds. It's more like o, like in the words not and got. In American English, it's not used as often. In fact, in my accent, we would pronounce these like the previous sound, the ah sound, and I say not and got. This symbol is for the O sound, which is very similar to the O sound in Spanish. We use it in words such as or and for. You can see that it's very common with words that have OR in them. Remember, in British English, the R is not pronounced usually after vowels. So these words would sound like this: or, for. There are some cases where we use the ah sound in American English, but the O sound in British English. We need to learn to identify those words. So we're going to go to the blog and see some examples there. The link to the blog post is in the description below. This happens in words with AL. Notice how in the American pronunciation you hear ah, like walk, but in the British pronunciation it sounds more like o, like walk. Listen.
Walk, walk. Call, call. Small, small.
This also happens in words with AW. Listen for the difference.
Saw,
saw,
draw,
draw,
law,
law.
This also occurs in words with AU. For example,
author,
author,
cause,
cause,
daughter,
daughter.
and you can also find it in words with OUGH. Listen to the difference.
thought,
thought,
bought,
bought,
fought.
fought.
Now that you know some of these differences between American and British English pronunciation, choose the accent that you want to learn and practice in that accent. It's important to know both pronunciations because you will hear people say them in both ways. This will help your understanding in English a lot. Now, it's time for you to practice. Go to the link in the description and say these phrases in the accent that you want to use. Then, record yourself saying the phrases, save your recording, and copy the link to the recording into the comments here. We will look at them, we will listen, and we will give you feedback. If you found this video useful, press the like button and let us know in the comments what you thought about this lesson, or if you have any questions. In the next video, we're going to explain when the R is silent and when the R is pronounced in British English, because it's not always silent. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. Thanks a lot. See you next time.